How are we doing? Welcome back. This is my second racking of the orange mead, and I thought I'd take a taste test and see how it's coming along. So this is now about 2 months old, and I made it just with honey, the wrong type of honey if you remember. It was solid as a rock. But I got about 1.6 kilograms of honey into this mead eventually, and some Belgium dried orange peel, and so it's going to be like an orange mead. I racked it after about a month, and then I've left it alone, and I've just racked it again today. There was very little lees at the bottom, but I thought I'd rack it anyway because it gives me an opportunity to do a taste test. And yeah, there's a nice orange aroma to that. Orange, but there's a sweetness to it, a sweetness from the honey. However, the colour is really pale. I mean really pale. In the demijohn, of course, it looks nice and deep colour because of the volume, but in the actual glass it's a really light, almost straw colour. But there you go. Nice aroma though. It's just orange and a little bit of honey. I'm not picking up any alcohol. So I'm going to have a taste. Cheers. That's nice. Oh, that is nice. First off, it's dry. It's very dry. I don't know the ABV of this because I just had enough. When I was on brew day, I just had enough digging out that honey from the jars that I just didn't bother with a hydrometer reading. But there was about 1.6 kilograms of honey that went into this, and for a 4 litre 5 litre batch, 1 gallon, other YouTubers making mead, they've said that when they've done about 1.5 1.6, it's come out at around about between 13 and 15%, so that's good. I'm not actually tasting the alcohol. There is an orange flavour to it. It's quite of a sharp orange because obviously I put orange peel into this, so it's quite sharp, but the honey is very faint on the flavour. It's obviously fermented to dryness. I just used the Young's, what is it, express compound yeast. It's a mixture of yeast and yeast nutrients, and it's obviously fermented it to dryness because this is actually quite puckeringly dry. So what I'm thinking of doing, this is going to be the last racking, I think, and now I think it's pretty safe to put away for a few months. What I'm going to do is top this up with a mixture of orange juice, natural orange juice, and some honey. I'm going to melt some honey and back sweeten it with some just supermarket honey, about 300 grams of honey into about, what's about 200 mils there, 250 mils. So I'll just dissolve the honey in 250 mils of orange juice and just top it up to about here, and then just put it away and forget about it for another 3 months. I don't think we'll get much sediment now because there was very little in the second demijohn. So yeah, that's it's coming along great. It just needs a bit of a flavour boost, and I think back sweetening and adding some orange juice is just going to give that a little bit of a boost, and we'll come back to it in about 3 months time. This is my lemon wine. It's just got a stopper in at the moment, so there's no airlock. I've just racked this from the bucket, one of these buckets, and I've just racked it into the demijohn. Now, I started this a month ago, and for some reason it never started to ferment, and I think it's because of the acidity of the lemons. It did taste very nice though. So it did taste a really nice lemony cordial, basically is what it is, a lemon cordial at the moment. But quite a nice sweetness to it as well, because obviously there's like 1.5 kilograms of sugar in this as well. But it didn't start fermenting. It was 1 teaspoon of the Young's Express compound, just like I did with this, and this fermented really well. But it didn't start fermenting. I can only think it was too acidic. I should do a pH reading on this, really, shouldn't I? But anyway, so what I've done is I've racked it out of the fermenter with all the orange bits in, the slices of orange, and also I used raisins, a handful of raisins, and I've racked it into this demijohn, and I've pitched some more yeast. And what I'm going to do is take this back indoors and just see if it starts fermenting again. When I racked it, there was about this much of the liquid I could get out, because my wand got clogged up with all the bits of orange and also the raisins, so I could only get about this much out of the fermenter. So I diluted it with water, and I'm hoping that's going to be enough just to dilute that acidity. Sorry, and it'll kick off again and start fermenting, and yeah, hopefully it will start to produce a lemon wine, but we'll have to see. So I'm going to take that indoors after this video and put it on I'll put it on a heat mat as well, just to give it every chance it can, and see if it starts fermenting. But I'm just worried I might have used too many lemons, and it's become too acidic. I used a recipe I found online though, so you wouldn't have thought so, but I do have my doubts. I think it's maybe too acidic. If it doesn't start fermenting, well, I've got a nice lemon cordial, haven't I, for summer? About 5 litres of this stuff. Anyway, so that's what's going on in the wine world and the mead world. I'm going to now make my Semolina wine. I've got round to it eventually, because I do like Semolina wine. It's not what you think. It's a really good wine, and I don't know where it gets its flavour from, but it actually does taste quite well, it tastes grapey. So I got this recipe from Happy Homestead's channel, and he did his taste test. This is his revised version of the recipe, and he did a taste test of it, and I mean, he knows his wines, and he was mentioning, oh, it tastes a bit like a Riesling or a Chardonnay, something like that. And I'm thinking, there's no way, it's Semolina, what are you talking about? But I did make it, and it really does. It's got a grapey flavour to it. Anyway, so it's just 500 grams. Yeah, 500 grams of Semolina. That's all you need. And you just pop it in the bucket, the whole lot. It's been sanitised. I'm actually thinking this bucket needs to go for a deep clean. Every few brews I will do like a bleach bath of my buckets, and this is starting to get a bit stained, so I think that's that's ready for a bleach bath. Now he called for 1.25 kilograms. No, sorry, 1.2 kilograms of sugar. There's 250 grams in here, so I'm just going to pour that in. And I'm just going to go 50 grams over. I've got another 1 kilogram bag here. And that's going to be poured in. Just like that. And then next thing on the menu, a quarter of a cup, which I think is about 60 mils or something, of lemon juice. Now this is concentrated juice, so I'm assuming he means freshly squeezed lemons. This is concentrated, so I'm going to use about half of this quarter cup. Just like that. It's a bit more. That doesn't matter. Chuck it in. That'll give some acidity to the wine. And then next it's just water. So that's 1.5 litres of boiling water from the kettle. Now I'm just going to give it a big stir and loosen everything up, dissolve the sugar, and of course enjoy a pint of my lager, which is getting better all the time. There we go. And then all it needs is some more cold water. So I've added 3 more litres of cold water. That's brought it up to a total volume of 6. But of course the Semolina is adding to that volume. And that's it. That literally is all you need to do. Now I'm going to add a teaspoon of the super wine yeast compound from Young's, which has never let me down. Well, apart from that lemon wine so far. Hopefully that'll kick off soon. And that's it. Job's done. Put the lid on. There we go. Put an airlock in. I'll put some star san in that later, just after the video. And I'll take this indoors, put it into a nice warm place, and hopefully, yeah, we'll have some nice Semolina wine in a few months' time. What I am going to do with this is in about, well, as I say, in about 3 to 5 days, I will siphon into a demijohn, add some raisins, add some oak chips, and then just see how it goes. And maybe a couple of weeks after that, if it's getting too oaky, I will obviously rack sooner, but maybe 2 to 4 weeks later I'll then rack into a demijohn. Fermentation will have finished by that stage, and we can just put it away for storage. So there it is. I've been busy. Wow, I need my beer. If you've never tried Semolina wine, you really want to give it a go. It's going to surprise you. It really is. And it's as simple as that. It's 500 grams of Semolina, about 1.2 kilograms of sugar, water, and the lemon juice. About 60 grams, quarter of a cup of lemon juice, or less if it's concentrated like mine. And that's all you need to do, and that makes a really good wine. I'm just going to add a little bit extras with the raisins and the oak chips later on. But yeah, it makes a surprisingly good wine, and it's dirt cheap to make. Semolina is dirt cheap, and you get a gallon of this stuff. So thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure, And as always, I'll see you again in the next video. I'm going to carry all these back in, well, I'll put that back underneath here in the shade, but I'll be taking these two indoors now. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.